Hey folks, Amri here. I hope you're well. I wanted to actually talk about the title of my book, Reconstructing Inclusion, making DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion accessible, actionable, and sustainable. What I particularly wanted to articulate was what accessible, actionable, and sustainable mean. It means that it's accessible to everyone, that within the diversity, equity, and inclusion paradigm, everybody has to be involved if we wanted to have lasting impact. Otherwise, it becomes a dynamic of us and them, zero sums, and something that's ultimately unproductive. And I recommend that companies don't even go into it if it can't be accessible to everyone. It's not just for marginalized groups or particular identities, it's for everyone. And if it's not, it doesn't work. It's particularly when you think about diversity as any mixture of similarities and differences and their respective tensions and complexities as it came from Dr. Roosevelt Thomas. The second one is unambiguous prioritization. So when I talk about actionable, obviously inclusion is a verb. It's a set of actions. We say that it's creating the conditions for people to thrive. These are actions that create the conditions for everyone to thrive. And so if we think about unambiguous prioritization, anything that's unambiguously prioritized in an organization, it means it gets proper attention and people are in action around it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter, it doesn't count, it doesn't have value. That's at least value that's understood enough to put it into action. So unambiguous prioritization is what actionable means in the title of Reconstructing Inclusion's subtitle, Making DEI Accessible, Actionable, and Sustainable. The last one is sustainable. And when I talk about sustainable, obviously, when we first hear that word, people believe that we're talking about the environment, and absolutely we are. If we're not having inclusion conversations in our conversations about sustainability, we haven't fully understood the dynamics of where we are in the world right now when it comes to climate. And when I talk about sustainable, I'm also talking about purpose-driven ways of being. So is inclusion aligned with purpose? And do we understand why we have to be in actions to create the conditions for people to thrive, and why we want to create generative organizational cultures in the times that we're in now, unprecedented, and a huge opportunity for us to do something that's never been done before, which is the case in many periods of time. But in this case, it's to reaffirm our humanity is probably the most important thing that we can do. So I hope that was helpful. It's good to see you all. Hey, podcast is up, Reconstructing Inclusion Podcast. Subscribe. I hope to see you all there. I hope to actually be talking to some of you that I've already put a little bit of a whisper in your ear. Make it a great day. Peace.